Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Like Water for Chocolate. It's your girl, Truth, and of course, I have Lex Love here with me this morning.
Hey.
And we are so sorry we've been away, you guys. So, of course, the holidays.
Yes.
We took that time to be with family. We hope you all enjoyed your holidays as well. But then there was some technical difficulties last week.
Right.
So, unfortunately, we didn't get to do our episode, but that doesn't mean we're going to short you. Just means that our season will end February? A little later.
Yeah.
So we'll be with you a little bit longer, but we promise to still give you those 10 solid episodes. How were your holidays?
Holidays were great. I think we were just talking about it, but right before the holidays on the 20th is when I got into a car accident, which was terrible.
Horrible.
And I felt more sad for the vehicle that actually got hit. The first vehicle, because it was a domino effect, because she had two babies in the back. And if he would have went any further, I can only imagine what would have happened. A 5-month-old, and then she looked like she was about 3. But he slept through the whole thing. That baby.
Right. Like, I don't know what happened.
So I was just like, okay. And then the girl was really young, so she was freaked out. She didn't know what to do. So we kind of, me and Tony took her, and kind of told her what to do, and the car seats, get some new car seats and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, other than that, my holidays were great. How were yours?
Well, that's a horrible way to start the holidays.
It was bad.
Goodness gracious. And then you go to work.
And then I go to work.
And then they make you work all day.
Yeah.
And they don't care about your life. That's just how I feel about them.
I got through it. Yeah.
You did, and that's what matters. Your twist out looks bomb today, by the way.
Thank you.
She is rocking a nice twist out. We're going to have pictures, y'all. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. We got to remember to do that.
But no, the holidays were good. I think that's why I'm still in cozy mode. It was just so warm and happy and just family, not too much. We didn't go broke for Christmas. It wasn't anything like that.
Yeah.
But our kids were happy. Everything worked out good. Food was great. My mother-in-law switched it up this year. So, her and her new husband, we had Ethiopian food, which was delicious. Ooh. And, a crab boil.
Nice.
So that was different, but it was amazing. So
I liked my Christmas food more than my Thanksgiving food this year.
I have to say they're equal, because we got some Ethiopian food on Thanksgiving too, because we were at their house as well.
Yeah.
But we still got, I'm big on dressing. That's what I wait all year for is dressing. And my husband's granny makes real good dressing. Mm-hmm. She made a big pan, so I was happy. I was super happy. Nice. And sweet potato pie. That's what I'd be looking for.
I'm just glad a lot of my friends, it seemed like we took the stress out of Christmas
we did.
This year.
I'm so proud of us.
Right? And we enjoyed it. Actually spent time with the family and didn't, like you said, go broke for it.
Yeah,
so
we did. We did really good. And our kids were still happy. And
exactly.
I saw a lot of people going back and forth. Oh God, social media makes the holidays get on my nerves.
Terrible.
But it's like, don't judge someone if they do have the ability to buy their kids hundreds of gifts. If that's what they choose to do, let them do that. That's their household. It's not going to affect you and yours from here on out. Mm-hmm. And if you can only get your kid a gift or two, that's fine as well. Yeah. What I've learned is with small kids, it's funny, I was talking to someone I work with, you just don't write from Santa. So I'm just going to say why. So in school, this is why Nemo even talks about Santa. We don't talk about Santa at home, but in school, kids say, oh, well, what does Santa bring you? Well, what does Santa bring you? So you got the one kid who Santa brought them everything on their list.
Right.
And then you have the kid who's like, well, I wrote a list, but Santa only brought me socks and an outfit. Yeah. So then the kids thinking Santa doesn't like them as much as they like these other kids.
Sure.
So that's my problem with Santa, and I'm sticking to it. I believe that if you worked hard for those kids' gifts, you should write from mom, from dad, from whoever they came from. Then that way these children are not going to school and saying, Santa brought me my list, but didn't bring you your list, because then the kid develops a complex. So that's just from truth. Sorry, guys. You guys know I have to keep it raw with you, but that's how I feel about Santa.
I never brought up Santa either. That was like a choice that Samay came home talking about Santa one day.
And it's at school. And kids are a little different now.
Yeah.
We weren't like that.
A little more hardcore.
Kids are something
I go and pick
else.
her up the days that I can go pick her up, and I hear the little conversations. I'm like, is this a 7-year-old talking like this?
You would think they've been through hardcore life and smoke cigarettes when they get out of school.
Right.
My goodness, they are something else,
I know,
these kids.
It's hard.
How was your New Year's?
New Year's was fun. We spent it at a friend's house and actually had champagne for the toast because we were always drinking some crazy stuff. But yeah, it was fun. It was real low key.
Yep, that's how ours was. We went over to friend's house. They played Connect 4. It was hilarious.
Oh, I love that game.
The big one though. They had the actual big Connect 4. And we actually did the champagne toast at midnight. It was so hard to stay up till midnight. I was so sleepy.
Yeah.
Flo didn't make it, bless her heart. She cozied up on the corner of the couch and she was like, just come kiss me when it's 12 o'clock. And I'm like, bless her heart. But no, we had a good time.
Good.
So yeah, I'm ready for this new year.
Me too.
But bringing in this new year, we have a guest with us. Yeah. We got another guest for you guys.
Is it our first of the year?
It's our first of the year. Well, there we go. First of 2019. She is a sweetheart. I met her at an event I went to at Bear Beauty Bar. Shout out to them. And I had never met anyone like her before in life. I'm like, this lady is just genuinely sweet. Like, she just is sweet. And you guys will tell by her voice. Her voice is really how sweet she is. And then from what we hear, she has a scrappy side too. I never would have guessed this. But we absolutely are happy to have Miss Leslie. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. And so thanks for coming. And I like to let my guests, or our guests, give their introduction. So you can go ahead and let the people know a little bit about you.
Hey, y'all. So my name is Leslie. And I am new to Vegas. Well, actually, almost new. I got here in April. My husband and I moved here from San Diego. And just loving it. I love all the people that I've met. About myself, wow, I'm going to be 56 next month. And it's so weird how time has
hold on.
You will never guess that, okay?
I didn't know that, Leslie.
Yes,
She
ma'am.
looks amazing, guys. Wait till you see her picture.
I know.
Like, yeah, you guys are not going to believe that.
That really is goals.
Oh, yeah. So,
Right. That just made my eyes get big.
We need the secrets.
well, you know, it's so funny how time flies. And to me, it's just a number. It's just because how I feel is I do feel young. I feel really good. You know, there are days where, you know, I feel my age. I won't lie. But most of the time I feel fantastic. And it's just about lifestyle. You know, what I choose to do with my life every day and wake up every morning with, you know, positive attitude. So, yeah, I'm a consultant, with my own, health and wellness brand. And I also, you know, have another side of me where I like to inspire people to, you know, just live their best lives. So that's just a little bit about me.
Well, that's really her. Like, and you guys see how sweet her voice is. When I first met her, I'm like, is this really her real voice? Is it going to stay this sweet our whole time? And then I talked to her on the phone and I'm like, no, she really sounds like this. Yeah. Like, this is really who she is. And I think she has the cutest voice. But I did not know that you were going to be 56.
Yes, ma'am.
I thought you were maybe 40.
Well, I thank you very much for that. So.
She's like, I'll take it.
Sure, why not?
And I've seen her in a swimsuit and she looks great. Whoa. So I'm like, my goodness, 56, I got to get my life together.
Which we will talk about, right?
Yes, we have to get our lives together. So, as you know, we've been doing something different this season. We've been allowing our guests to give us the topics that they feel strongly about because to me and Lex, we feel like that'll give greater conversation. Yeah. We can talk about just about anything, but we want you to come on and talk about some things that you feel strongly about. And you had some great topics.
Yeah, I love them.
And I'm even going to let you bring them in and we'll start with core values. So core values, why is that so important to you? And like, how does it make a difference in a person?
Gosh, well, I think the reason why core values is so important to me is because it shapes the person that you are. So you have to have certain traits about yourself that you want to put out there. So for me, because I want to inspire other people to live their best lives, I actually have to live my best life.
That's good.
And so core values is so important to me. I actually came up with 4 words that were, I guess, at the top of my list. And my very first, very top word is integrity. That is probably the most important word that I could ever even think about. And because it is about doing the right thing, how you treat people, doing the right thing, how you live your life. For example, I was involved with something where I have a new venture, a new software program that I'm using. And someone that I know in my group, someone had signed up under my name. And I thought, oh my gosh, I felt really terrible because I thought, this person I don't know. And I know this person knows that person. I don't want to take away from them. Right. As it turns out, it actually it was all fine. It's supposed to be that way. Okay. But I didn't know that. And to me, it was so important for me to reach out and say, hey, look at this. Because if I don't speak up about something and I just let it go, then that means that I don't believe in doing the right thing. Right. And I believe in doing the right thing all the time, no matter what. Even, for example, owning up to something. If I've done something to offend someone, I would like to be the first one to reach out and say, hey, look, I'm sorry if I've offended you. Or maybe I did something that, was like with respect to work related. I made a mistake. I would rather own up to my mistake than let it slide and it comes back later and it looks worse.
Exactly.
So that's just
that's important.
Part of who I am.
Absolutely. That's definitely important. What are some of your other core values?
Yeah, so empathy, being compassionate towards other people, having empathy towards other people's lives. Not everybody, like how you were saying about Christmas, for gifts. Not everyone is fortunate to have a family maybe who has the money to be able to spend and buy all of the gifts that their children want. It's not to me about getting gifts that are, in front of you, like toys or clothes. It's about the gifts that you get from the heart, to me, is more important. And if you can teach your children that, how important it is for that to be, to be compassionate, to have empathy towards other people, that's the bigger gift. So, it's unfortunate, that the kids at school might feel less than because all of their friends got all of these things. I grew up poor, and so I understand exactly how that feels. I had a friend who her parents had, would buy them everything, and their Christmas tree the gifts would just be overflowing into their living room. And at my house, it was never that way. But there was a difference because I knew at my house that no matter what, I came from a single family. My mother loved us kids, and she would give us what she could that was quality, but she'd give us what she could, and we knew it was from her heart, and she did the best that she could, and she instilled that in me. So, that was important. So that's a huge word for me as well. That was my second choice.
I was going to say, remembering that feeling of your mother loving on you guys and all of that. I bet you remember that more than actual gifts. Because I can't go back and remember any of the toys that my parents bought me
at all. But I remember. But I remember
having that family time and enjoying that. So it's a big one.
It's just knowing that she loved us so much that she did whatever she could to get us at least some of the things that were on our list. And it was just, there was a great joy behind it. Yeah. So, and I have a lot of joyful memories from growing up.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah. Lex, what would you say if you were to pick a word or two to place into your core values?
Empathy is a good one. I feel like even if you don't know a person's circumstances, you can still find some type of way to relate and to just be there for people. I like the thing about integrity just because you have to choose daily what you will stand up for or what you will be willing to fall down for. And
that's kind of what you'll be remembered by.
Yeah.
Those things people don't forget.
You want to be able to sleep at night. That's my whole thing. You know what I mean? Especially being a mom. I mean, I have 2 little girls looking up to me, and it's important to me that they grow up to be a certain type of young lady and a woman. And so it's important to me to have integrity. I want them to see me making good choices.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing too is, especially with social media, is one of the things that I decided way back before the election that we just had, I decided that I was not going to I was not going to comment, and I was not going to share any posts that were negative, because I felt if it's not going to line up with my core values of the type of person that I am, the person that I'm putting out into the world, I don't want to get caught up in all of that. I think everyone has a difference of opinion, and we can all agree to disagree. I mean, we really can.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And there's no need to really shame each other on Facebook because of our differences of opinion. That's what it's there for, to actually get our opinions out. But I think
sometimes it gets a little carried away as far as for getting the opinions out. It becomes a actual fight, like a real... It's a witch hunt fight. Yeah. And then you start looking for more things that you can get all of your negative views out on, because now you're upset. So now you're like on a rampage to where it's like, I'm going to comment on that too, and I'm going to comment on that. And the next thing you know, that's what you're spending your whole day doing.
Just takes a lot out.
It really does take a lot of energy to be negative as well. It's so much more fun, I think, to be positive.
Absolutely. So I would have to say one of my core values would be transparency. Anyone who knows me know that I believe in being transparent. I don't want to pretend to be anything that I'm not. I'm open and truthful, and I like for my story to be told. So there's a lot of people that take transparency as, oh, you're telling too much of your business. To me, that's not what it is at all. If I am a woman that was placed in this earth to inspire other women like myself, if they think I'm unreachable and I'm up on this high horse, how am I going to impact them? How am I going to be who I'm, inspiring them to, look up to, or give them something like, hey, I was, where you were before. So that doesn't mean that you can't be where I am or beyond where I am. You have gifts too. So transparency is important for me. I feel like more people should use it. And
Absolutely.
I think that it would stop all of the weird with women, the weird cattiness, because we all have flaws.
Comparing.
The comparing, because, oh, well, she got this going on and she got this going on. And it's like, but you don't know what she had to go through to get there. So that's why I tell my story as I go through my story.
No, absolutely. And I like that about you. And I think partly is because people tend to judge a book by its cover first. And unless you have walked the road that someone has walked to get to where they are, you really can't comment. I think you've got to get underneath it all. You got to get to the bare bones of a person's life before you can actually make any type of comments or
Absolutely.
Not even judgments, but to even just comment on someone's life, you need to know what they've gone through to get to where they are.
And people don't take the time to do that anymore.
No.
However, the ones that do are the ones that we call our tribe. And you had that as one of your topics as well. And you want to talk about the importance of having a tribe.
Absolutely. So I like to be surrounded by people. I do not like to be alone. And I've always been this way. I've traveled around a lot because my husband and we've moved from place to place. We started out in Canada, so I grew up in Toronto, and we got married, and then we moved to Florida for a few years. Go forward 12 years from that point, and we were back in Canada for another few years on the East Coast, and then over to the West Coast. Loved it up there. And then we moved down to San Diego for the warm weather, and then finally over here to Vegas, which I absolutely love, and it's my favorite move of all. And I always realized that in all of that traveling that I still kept in contact with important people in my life, but I still needed to make sure that I had those important people in my life that were close. So you can have your friends from years ago and, they'll always be important to me, but I still needed people that were close to me that I could actually see, go and hang out with, have a cup of coffee, lunch, dinner, go out and just be silly with.
Right.
And also people who were going to lift me up and support me. And so once we got here to Vegas, my husband looked at me like I was crazy because he goes, what are you doing? I hit the ground running and started reaching out to people that I didn't know and just saying, hey, I'm interested in going to this event. So I would go to events. That's how I met you, Whitney. And I met another lady who just reached out to me on social media, and I joined a group called Chicks Connect, which is Ann Severs, which you know. And she just randomly invited me. So then I started reaching out to other groups and just started just building people from there.
Yeah.
And I started putting together a tribe of women who I admire and who lift me up and support me and give me ideas on how to just whatever type of venture that I'm in. They're showing me a better path maybe, or just giving me support, or just giving me just the comfort knowing that they're there. And it's really, so I think it's really important because we can't go through life by ourselves.
Right.
We weren't put here to go through life by ourselves. That's why we have a partner in life. And so for me, a tribe is so super important to have because it helps you to navigate this world that has become so crazy. And you can navigate it by yourself and get beaten down by it, or you can navigate it with other people who will support you and help get you through it. And you can see there's so much beauty amongst all of that horrible stuff that's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So definitely.
And it gets really fun when your tribe is diverse. So I have to say that my new tribe, I would say that the tribe that I've finally been able to kind of like narrow down, because of course you get some people that you want to be in your tribe, but you're like, you know what? No, this is not really going to work out because I think I'm supporting you a little bit more than you're supporting me. So it can't be unequal. You have to make sure that your tribe, all of you have a genuine, like that one main goal, and it's to support and be there for one another. And so it is very important. And I'm thankful for the small tribe of women that I have. 2 of you are sitting here with me. And so the way that I met Leslie, like I'm telling you, she is not lying when she says she just went out to meet people because she was not afraid to talk to anyone. She just engaged in having real authentic conversation and she was herself. And so that's one thing also with finding your tribe. You have to be who you are. And I applaud you, Miss Leslie, for being who you were. Well, because like I said, I haven't met anyone like you. So it was really good. And you actually opened me up to Chicks Connect. And I actually met great people there as well. And a lot of them, the first time I went and I met them, I was a little intimidated. I'm like, okay, these women are like really doing some things. But they were so nice and so willing to help. And I'm like, okay, Whitney, people really are here to help. And they really are here to be good people. And they want you to be successful. And so you inviting me to that kind of opened me up to a whole new world of people and giving people fair chances. And so that was a good thing. And so for my little tribe that I have built coming into 2019, I'm excited, super excited about it. And it does help to have that support. It's a big difference when you are feeling like you're alone in something. And then when you can pick up the phone and call someone and say, hey, look, this is kind of what I want to do, but I'm feeling this way about it. What do you think? And so that really makes a huge difference. So I completely agree. Yeah. A tribe is so important.
Absolutely. And the thing is about having someone in your life that you can actually call. Like I know the 2 of you are super close and I just love that relationship that you guys have. It's so nice to be able to have that person that you can say, hey, look, this is how I'm feeling. Or this is something that I want to do. What do you think? And you're not going to be judged.
Right.
They're going to give you genuine feedback. And that's because you're surrounding yourself with those types of people. Not everyone can be in your tribe because not everyone's going to be on the same path as you. And that's okay. You just have to find those that are. And you don't need 20, 30, 40, 50 people because, then that's really going to be a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can have like a core 5, I mean, I look at it as 5. I know it's kind of an uneven number, but you make 6, so that makes it even.
Absolutely.
I think you can have a core 5 of women that you can actually turn to and realize that they have your back. That's super important. And I know that for 2019, I have that. So I'm ready to take on the world.
Nice.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you have to have people that understand that you are not always going to be nice. So, there was a moment, and Leslie didn't know me that well yet. And I was going through some things. So I kind of shut down. When I shut down, I don't really reach out to too many people. Lex, of course, has been my friend for numerous years. So she, of course, gets that raw, this is what's going on. Like, let me vent, just kind of send me good vibes, that kind of conversation. But Leslie did not know me that way yet. And she's like, Whitney, are you okay? I haven't heard from you. Is everything going okay? But she didn't stop reaching out. And so I'm saying this, and I know I keep talking about how great Leslie is, but I'm just pinpointing how there are genuine people out there that don't want anything from you but for you to be successful. Yeah. And she reached out the first time, and I was really short because I was having the worst day. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just going through some things. I'll bounce back. And then she reached out about a week later, and she was like, I'm just checking on you, making sure that things are getting better for you. And I'm like, dang, this lady is really nice. And I'm just telling you guys transparently, like, what was going through my head. I'm like, you know what? I can open up to her a little bit. She's safe. Mm-hmm. She's safe. I can kind of let her know. It. And so when people genuinely don't want anything from you but for you to be okay and but for you to be successful, that's major. They have to love you on your bad days and love you on your good days. And if you can't love me on my bad days, I don't want you to try to love me on my good days. So, and I have bad days. Yeah, I have bad days and bad mornings. I'm not that great in the morning. Give me until about 11 o'clock and then I'm a whole new person.
Yeah. We all have those days. I think it goes beyond, you want to be around like-minded people. But it goes beyond the resume. You want to get your core friends, like you said, that will reach out on your bad days, that will listen to what's going on outside of work and your business and things like that. These are the women who will give you advice about your kids or where to travel to, or right. I have this friend who can help you with this. Those are the people that we want in our corner for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, find your tribe. Find your tribe, you guys. It's so important, especially those of you that are looking to build something. And I can honestly tell you, I cannot build what has been given to me to build by myself. Mm-hmm. There's no way possible. So I need help, and I need real help. Yeah. So it's really important to have that. And if your tribe is 15 women, kudos to you, because I can't handle that many that closely that I have to keep up with all the time. I can't do it. However, I love so many women. Yeah. That doesn't mean that can't be, women you associate yourself with, but your tribe is like your core. Mm-hmm. Like they get to see the raw you.
The ins and the outs.
Exactly. The off of social media you.
That's right.
The you that has a breakdown from time to time. Like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. That type of tribe. And I think it's needed.
I need those people because like you said, I hate being lonely too, like alone and just, I can't stand it. Mm-hmm. I have to reach out to someone. Even if I know Whitney's asleep, I will text her.
And she knows I get right back to it in the morning.
I'm like, she'll see it tomorrow morning when she wakes up, but I gotta get it out. And you need those people.
Yeah. And another thing I really would like to let everyone know is that sometimes you're afraid to go out there and put yourself out there. And it's not necessarily people you've known all your life that are going to be your tribe, because that changes over time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So don't be afraid to just put yourself out there. Do what I did and look on social media, look for events. Like I went on Facebook and I just looked at local events and decided, okay, I'm going to go there, and just put yourself out there. You might meet one person there that is going to really change your life and maybe become part of your tribe, your current tribe. And it doesn't mean that you're putting the people from your past under the rug, that you're sweeping them away. You're not. Mm-hmm. You're evolving, and you're just making new friends and bringing people into your life that are going to help you get to the next level of what you're looking for.
Yeah. That was good. I'm glad you said that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't discount the friends that you've had. It's just we grow and we go in different directions. And so if your friends are, they're, let's just say, like, for example, me and Lex, we have some similarities, but we're two completely different people.
Yeah.
So I'm very, and even though I get so anxious when I do it, I'm very outgoing. I want to go out and be in the crowd and meet
She'll
people.
jump first.
Yeah, I'll jump. And I'm like, let me just
she'll
go.
jump first.
And then Lex will be like, all right, how's the water? How's it feeling over there? Is it okay?
All right, I'm coming.
Okay, I'm coming. But then I have some other friends that have been my friends for a long time, and they would just rather just be my life friend is what I'll call them. They just want to be my friend on like the level we've been since we've met each other. As far as for being an entrepreneur, that they don't have those dreams and goals, or if they do right now, it's not a priority. So, and I can't discount them for that. That's fine. But just understand that there's a whole tribe out there waiting for me, and we're going to build some things together. I'm not going to forget about you, but I am like Lex said, I'm going to jump and I'm just going to see what happens. And Lex will be like, how's the water? And then if I tell her it's good, she'll jump too. Okay, here I come. But she'll come in 1 foot at a time. She's not going to just jump in. Yeah. But yeah, it's really important for, so friends of friends that see your friends growing and meeting new people and building a new tribe. Don't get jaded. Don't feel upset. Happens. If anything, have that heart to heart with your friend. And maybe you guys don't even realize that it's happening. Have the conversation. Absolutely have the conversation. If you can't have the conversation, then your friendship may have expired. Yeah. And friendships do expire.
And maybe they can tag along. That's my whole thing. They can ask.
Yeah, just come with me.
Come with me and see what it's all about. Just see what I've been up to. Let's, you don't have to necessarily start building a business, but come see what I've been doing. Come in,
You might inspire them to do something of their own.
Exactly.
They don't realize that there's something that they want to do, or maybe they've just had that fear of that, why me, or how could I? There's people who are ready to just go out and do it. And then there's people that are just a little bit afraid to take the first step. And if they have someone to, as you said, in a buddy system, going to an event together and just checking it out and then saying, hey, this really isn't as scary as I was making myself to believe.
Exactly. Because I can say I've done that. So just letting you guys know, just go take the baby step. You know what I mean? And put yourself out there. That's all.
Like with the Shades of Health Summit, I was like, all right, Lex, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
I got our tickets. You have to come. My RSVP'd you already.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay.
That was good too.
It was nice. It was so good. Yeah. It was great. It was really good. That event was nice. It was really good. But then Lex got to see that all these little events I go to, you meet some great people, and you met some great people there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it ended up being a really good experience. But normally I'm the one that goes to all these things and I just go. And I was like, you know what? It's time for Lex to come too. Just come with me.
And I told myself, I'll go with the intentions of genuinely maybe meeting some nice women and getting some good information. And I won't put pressure on myself to do anything more than that. I'll just go and show up. And sometimes that's all that's required is to show up.
Really, that is all that's required. Just go and show up and just be yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to give anything. You don't have to do anything except be there and just take it all in.
Yeah.
And there might be something there that you could use for yourself, going forward. You might meet a new person that you're like, oh, I'd like to get to know this person a little bit better and actually have a really genuine relationship. We all have to realize that right now is the era of the woman, and I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
We are just, stepping things up. We are taking control, taking the bull by the horns, so to say, so to speak. And definitely now there's a movement going, and I'm so happy to be in that movement. I'm so glad that I got to meet the two of you because you inspire me. Like, both of you inspire me so much.
Will you inspire us?
I'm just super excited to see, how our friendship blooms. Definitely.
Well, I need you to teach me how to look like that at
Yeah. Let's start there.
And speaking of that, one of the final topic was living a healthy lifestyle, which I believe contributes to how amazing you look. And then genetics help too. But what is a healthy lifestyle to you? I know there's lots of diets and fads, and that's how people fall off. And me and Lex have been guilty of the yo-yo diet is what we call it, is where we're up and then we're down and we're up and then we're down. So how have you been able to stay consistent with your healthy lifestyle?
So healthy lifestyle starts with mindset. Okay. So you have to have a healthy mindset. You have to actually love yourself. You have to, I actually came across a book. Someone was really kind enough to send me a book for Christmas called You Are a Badass by, let me just get the book because now I've
heard of that. I have the You Are a Badass,
it's
the yellow one.
By Becca Anderson.
Oh, I don't have that one.
She's pretty amazing. Just some of the things that she's written in here. So, you know, basically knowing who you are, accepting who you are, and loving who you are, knowing that you are capable of anything and everything that you set your mind to because you are.
Yeah.
So having that healthy mindset of knowing that I am confident and that I am beautiful inside and out. And that's not being conceited. I'm just saying, like, I feel good about myself. And just having good people in my life. So that helps with my mindset. And then, of course, you know, how I eat. So the diet part. I know the word diet is a bad word. It's a 4-letter word that people don't like, and it's got a bad rap. Diet isn't about, to me, diet isn't about taking away things that, and eating things that are not good for you. Sorry, not good for you, but are making you feel like you're taking away from yourself.
Yeah.
And not having a joyful
like
time
you're on a
going
restriction
through.
diet.
Yeah, you're on restriction. I was trying to find the right wording. For me, a healthy diet is making sure that you're eating your vegetables and your fruits, you know, that you're being conscious of what you're putting in your body. You're staying away from a lot of junk food. And I'm not saying that you can't go out and have pizza and you can't go out for Italian food or go out and, you know, just do the things that you like, go to the movies and have popcorn. Now, what I'm saying is making sure that you have a healthy lifestyle where you do those some of the time, but most of the time is that you're taking care of looking at what you're eating and what you're fueling your body with. Because if you fuel yourself with things that aren't good for you, you feel sluggish. I don't know if you've ever felt that way in the afternoon. If you eat something like a fast food lunch, and
we
you
call that
start to
itis.
crash. And you start thinking, oh my gosh, and there's 2 hours left of work. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So that type of thing. So you fuel yourself with things that are going to give you energy, that are good for you. And then you maybe 20% of the time in the month, you do the other things that you like to do. So you're not really restricting yourself. You're hydrating your body. Drinking water is really super important. People don't realize that it's about flushing out toxins from your body, because toxins are what kills us, because it's eating away inside of our body. It makes our skin look bad. Drinking water actually helps flush out those toxins. Your skin starts to look better. You start to feel better. Your body starts to feel better. And then having another part of my healthy lifestyle is the things that I do, what I choose to do with my life. So either I choose to sit in front of the television and watch hours and hours of reality trash TV. And I do like to watch some of those shows. So I have to say, like the Real Housewives, I'm sorry. I just
we all have our vice.
So the things that they say, the things that they do, my husband looks at me like I'm crazy when I sit down to watch it, but that's okay. But just finding the times for those little things that you might reward yourself with, like you've done things to really uplift your life. And then, like exercise, like making sure that you schedule in going to the gym or going for a walk or just, anything that you can do to get yourself moving. And then, at the end of the day, if you want a couple hours you put aside for yourself, or an hour that you put aside for yourself to do that thing that you like to do, it's not necessarily that it's building you up for anything, but it's just kind of sitting back and just relaxing. That's fine too. But for me, the healthy lifestyle all is about what I do with my life, how I look after myself, through how I eat, hydrating my body, making sure that I'm exercising, keeping my body fit, and then keeping my mind fit by I do my miracle morning. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but every morning I get up and I do a meditation, and then I'm doing my affirmations. I visualize what I want for my life. I give thanks for the things that I do have. I journal to give thanks for what I do have, and I'm grateful for. Yeah. And then just knowing that that's all wrapped up into what I feel is my healthy lifestyle, I think has helped me to shine a little bit more now. You know, so that's kind of like what I've been doing.
That's awesome. No, it's awesome because it's an equal balance.
Yep.
You have a balance with all that you're doing. You didn't just say eating, you have to eat. No, no, it's the way that you treat yourself.
Yeah.
It's the things that you do. It's also the company that you keep, the things you watch on television, like all of that equates to a healthy lifestyle.
Right.
And so when people detox, or when I say detox, people think I'm just meaning, from food. No, I'm detoxing sometimes from energy, just the bad energy, whether it even was coming from me, the things that come out of my mouth, because that ends up being what I surround myself with. That's what I attract if all of these negative things are coming. So yeah, you just listening to you talk. I'm like, yeah, Whitney, it's time to get your life back together. Cause I was doing so great, and you do feel so much better. When I was getting up, even though it was so early, 4:30 a.m., and I was getting over to that hill, and that's where I was doing my walking in the morning with Miss Joyce. But as we were getting up that hill, we were praying if needed to. If we decided to be silent, you can walk and meditate. It's possible.
Yep.
Meditation, we get to the top of the hill and we just are giving thanks for the day, for what's to come, for what's already came. That set the tone for the day. And it makes a world of difference. You feel like you can take on anything that comes your way. And so I'm a true believer of everything that you just mentioned. It really makes a difference. And I think that's why I was so sluggish yesterday.
Yeah.
Because lately I have not been as active. My water intake has not been as great as it should be. I'm like sliding through with 4 bottles of water. I don't know what I think I'm doing. But yeah, I've been sliding through with only 4 bottles of water when I'm the type of girl that can drink a gallon and not think twice about it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you just kind of gut checked me. So,
and I think when
it was a good thing, though. It was a good thing.
When you set that good intention, I think you naturally start to go for healthy stuff anyways. Right? Like you don't want to grab that pizza or whatever. You started your day off with a good exercise or a meditation or journaling. You naturally say, okay, let me grab a nice lunch. And so it is that balance that you have to keep. And I'm big on meditation too. I meditate when I'm driving. I meditate when I'm in the shower. I meditate everywhere because I think that's important too. There's a lot of schools that started, not here, unfortunately, but maybe we can start to input that. But, there's a lot of schools that, have made it a requirement to meditate, for 20 minutes before school starts. And they've noticed that test scores have gone up just for that because of the intention behind it and getting focused is the big one because meditation will help you focus more.
Yeah. Well, have you ever noticed that there's been times, I mean, I still get these, so I'm not perfect, but there's those times where you start doubting yourself and you start thinking, okay, what am I doing? Why do I think that I'm worthy of this? Or why do I feel like I can make a difference? And then I just have to like circle back and think, okay, have I been doing the things that I've said are going to help me to keep that mindset going forward, to have that healthy lifestyle? Yeah. And if I've slacked a little bit, I notice it.
Yeah,
so
me too. Yes.
If I miss a day, I miss a couple days, then I realize, oh yeah, it's because I haven't been filling my cup. Because even though you look for other people, again, going back to tribe to help fill your cup, you still need to do it daily for yourself. Yeah. Because you are you, and you're the only one that can make the difference in your life. Sure, you can have people that can support you, but you are the one that's in the driver's seat.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
You definitely have to do those things for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I've been running on fumes since my event, and it's time for me to completely fill myself back up. I've gotten the rest. The rest is really what I lacked. But now it's time for me to get back to taking that 20, 30 minutes of pure meditation, uninterrupted meditation. So I think I'm going to have to just start setting my alarm a little earlier. Stop rolling out of bed with just enough time to shower, get dressed, and go to work. Yeah. Because I've been robbing myself. I haven't been robbing anyone else but myself.
I'm a person who has to write down my routine. Yeah. To get into it, I have to sit down and say, okay, this is what time I'm going to get up and do. It works for me. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but I have to write it down.
You see how big my planner is, Chad. Well, I write everything.
And that's good. And I think that if you're finding that you're struggling with your day, maybe what you could do is the evening before, set your intention for tomorrow. So you do write it down, say, this is what I want for tomorrow. And these are the things that I want to accomplish. And if you write it down, you can then revisit it in the morning and say, okay, these are the things that I want to do today. So you're not actually having to think about, what do I want to do today? You've already set your intention the night before.
Yep.
I'm going to do that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes a world of difference. I even do that for my work life. Like if I know that we have, like for Christmas, we were super busy because I do all the employee engagement events. So the hot cocoa stuff and the decorating the Christmas tree and the activities.
That was really cute, by the way.
So thank you. And so at night, I'll be like, all right, Whitney, tomorrow you're going to get up. You're going to be full of energy. You are going to make those people feel special, even if it's just for the moment. Your hot cocoa bar is going to be so cute. And it's just little things that I'm saying, but I'm like coaching myself before I go to sleep. And when I get up, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to do this. Like, I'm ready to get this. And then also, you guys, if you do, like me and Lex, we're so transparent with, if you have the moments where you've just kind of fell off, it's okay to get back up.
Pick right
that
up.
doesn't mean that, I messed up. I ate a whole pizza with hot sauce. I'm not saying I did that. I'm just saying it's possible. I ate 10 tacos instead of 2. Things happen and you're human. And if you beat yourself up, you're going to stay in that place.
There. Yeah.
Just say, you know what? Yep. I did eat those tacos. They were delicious for the moment. However, since I had those tacos, now that I'm getting back on it, I have to earn those tacos. Yeah. And so what do I need to do to earn those tacos? So I wrote out my earn list, and I'm talking about tacos because you guys know that's my thing. And so I now have a thing to where I have to earn my tacos.
Right.
I love tacos. Any kind of tacos, I'm eating the tacos.
Yeah.
But so now Whitney's whole healthy lifestyle is about earning tacos. So whatever it is that's going to get you going, that's what it is. Me, it's how am I going to earn my tacos?
Yeah, I can't remember where I read it, but they said, like you were saying, if you want to have Italian food, go have the Italian food, right? But they said to do it while you're out. So if you're out and you want an ice cream cone, that's fine. Don't buy the ice cream for the house.
Correct.
That was a good way of putting it. And I thought, oh man, that's a good way. Cause then you don't deprive yourself. If you're out and you guys go to dinner and you want a dessert, that's fine, but just don't bring it into the house. It makes it a lot easier. If you put apples in your refrigerator, then that's what you'll grab because it's there. Normally we are not conscious about what we're putting in our mouths. So if we make healthy food available, then that's what we'll grab.
Well, then I need to start to tell my family to hide their snacks.
I know.
Yeah.
That makes it hard too. The kids, having the kids there. Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
But it also, when you think about it, if you bring it home and then you have access to it more than one time, and then you get into maybe reading a book or you're watching a television show and you fill your bowl with a bowl of ice cream and don't even realize that you had it because you were focused on something else.
Yeah.
I actually was thinking about this quote I heard. I don't remember where I heard it, but it's called, if you fall down 3 times, you get up 4. So it's like you continuously get up. So like, as you were saying, don't beat yourself up for falling down because it's not how you fell. It's how you got back up and got back to doing the things that were positive for you. So
yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite stories are the ones of the folks, which is pretty much everybody, who say, I failed, but then I succeeded at the end. It's pretty much every successful story. So,
and we have some successes with our journey that we've been on. Me and Lex go through this together, but I think our last journey was one of the most successful, which means that even though we failed this little bit, it's not as long as we've, kind of fell off before. And the thing is we keep talking about it like, all right, it's time. Like enough is enough. And so I think that this next round is going to be even more successful because we've kind of learned. And now I know I have to get myself prepared for Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah.
Cause that's where my whole little setback happened. So now it's, Whitney, get yourself mentally prepared for when Thanksgiving rolls around because that's when things started to change.
The holidays
is
when it starts going downhill.
It started to change and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
This is not going to work. I found 7 of the pounds that I lost. It's time for me to lose them again plus 7 more. Yeah. So to help myself, I decided that, hey, I'm going on this weight loss journey. Guess what I'm going to do? Hey, everybody at work, we're doing a weight loss challenge. You guys ready?
Oh, I love that.
We're going to hold each other accountable. I'm going to
good.
give you guys some infused water recipes. We're going to share recipe ideas. I built a tribe at work so that we can encourage each other to get back right. And sometimes that helps with people too. You want to live a healthy lifestyle, you have to surround yourself with people that want to do the same.
That's a good one because we're at work for at least 8 hours, right? Daily.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I know for me working at an office, they bring in donuts and bagels and, all of our patients bring cookies and, whatever they're bringing and it's there and everybody's running to the break room to grab their snacks. And yeah. And you know what? It's funny because they gave us a paper of 5 goals that we want to do as an office. And one of mine was to put a weight loss challenge on there. So hopefully that one comes through.
Well, if you need ideas, I got you.
I got you.
I built it for 2 offices and there's about 800 plus employees.
Cool.
So
we only have 30. So
we got weigh-ins popping off and everything. You guys have scales all over the place.
Of course.
No excuses.
I know.
And I love that you guys you're thinking on those terms of like the weight loss challenge, but I would take it like even a step further and say this is a lifestyle challenge because you're going to go forward after you lose the weight that you want. Then what?
Oh, yeah.
Because, you look at a lot of these fad diets that are out there and people lose the weight, but do they keep it off? Because it's really about the mindset of, okay, what's next? I have to be taught how to go forward by myself and how to feed myself so that I stay at this weight that I desperately worked so hard for.
Exactly.
So it's not just about losing the weight. It's actually about making sure that when they go forward, that they know what they need to do in order to keep themselves there.
Yeah, so that's why I made sure I incorporated like recipes, easy recipes too. Because a lot of our employees, they are not used to buying vegetables. They were honest with me. And so I just printed out a list of some easy snacks that you can put together if you're introducing certain vegetables to your diet. And so I have this whole list. It took me a whole day to create these little recipes and these lists. And then I took a couple off of Pinterest and then I created all the different like infused water recipes that I use. Cause a lot of them drink a lot of soda cause it's easily accessible at our job. It's just there. For you. And so, I got glass dispensers. We're going to have those accessible to where if you come into the break room and you're trying to fight off the soda, guess what? There's a glass of infused water in there for those of you that want to have that versus your soda. So I want to show them that it is possible to continuously do this. And previously, I think they did it for like a month. And I'm like, no, a month is good. I said, that's how you kind of, like build a habit. But if we do it 8 weeks, they can turn it into a lifestyle. I'm like, because that's 8 weeks continuously. And we're going to weigh in every 2 weeks because when people see that what they're doing is actually working, they want to keep doing it. And so I don't want when the 8 weeks is over, oh, well, you guys just go back to eating how you were. No, Let's keep the water in the break room. Yeah. Let's keep those recipes getting placed out there. If anything, come to my office. Say, hey, Whitney, I'm running out of recipes. Can you give me something? Yeah. So as long as I'm there, I definitely want them to realize that it can be a lifestyle.
Yeah. And I like that because you're actually holding them accountable. So maybe you could keep that as an accountability meeting that you could follow up with everyone saying, hey, just making sure that you're still on track. And it's not just so much being on track of losing weight. It's being on track of keeping a healthy lifestyle going.
Yes.
So you just keep it instilled in their mind because that inspires people. You're showing people, that there's so much more that they can do. And that's why I love you because you're just so awesome. Now, I know you say that you weren't always like this, but I have to say that I'm glad I got to meet the Whitney of today. Because
I am too. You wouldn't have liked the other one.
I'm sure I would have, but
Lex liked her.
I did.
I think I would have liked the other Whitney, but I like the Whitney that you are because you just are so confident. You're glowing, like you have this glow,
oh, thank you.
And it's just really super nice to see.
Thank you. Well, you're glowing too. And Lex is too with her twist out over there. We're going to make sure you guys get a picture because we are all just looking amazing this morning. Yeah. So we have to bless you guys with our beauty. And that's not being cocky. That's just being honest. We are some beautiful women with beautiful hearts and it's radiating outwards. So, I mean, hey, You all can be beautiful too, if you choose to be.
Yes.
And so, Leslie, where can everyone find you if they're wanting to follow your journey as well?
Oh, gosh. Okay. So, well, first of all, if you are interested to learn anything more from me, you can email me. I'll give you an email address I just actually created just for you today. It's Leslie, so that's LESLIE .lifestyletips.com.
That's cute. I love that.
Email. And if you want to follow me on Instagram at Leslie Gaudet, so it's LESLI without the E, GAUDET.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. And for Like Water for Chocolate, where can they find us?
Like Water for Chocolate on Instagram and Snapchat, LWFC Podcast. Also, we have our Like Water for Chocolate page on Facebook where we ask daily questions, which I've been slacking on.
But you have been keeping it like active. So like shout out to you.
I like everyone who's been really commenting and going under there and getting involved. It's so much fun. Like I ask fun questions, you know.
And we're working on the Snapchat. Y'all.
Yeah, it's under construction.
I think that one just might be a no-go because Instagram has live and they have the stories, and I think our Snapchat just might be gone.
Yeah,
I'm loving IG right now.
Right?
I'm loving everything about it.
Yep.
And then for Lex, where can they find you?
Lex Love 9 on Instagram, and of course Truth at Lady Truth on Instagram.
Yep. And I just have to ask you guys all who are listening, I created a new page just for my events, and it's Lady Truth Events. And so with the luncheons that I do, and I have some other good stuff going on. So I'm branching out, not just my luncheons. I want to do other things. Also, me and Oak are circling back around with our From the Mouths of Us. It's been a year, so it's time for us to do it again. It will be in March. March 8th is the set date that we are planning to stick to because it is International Women's Day.
Oh, yeah.
And so we want to definitely stick with that day and bring you guys something great.
Awesome.
And so also, Like Water for Chocolate is going to start in our next season being more visual for you all. We want to have some visuals. We want you guys to see us. And, you know, we want to set up something to where it can actually be live as well. We may do IGTV to where you guys can actually comment and talk to us and give us your immediate feedback, because I think that that'll also help, you know, gauge you all. We want to be active with you all. We want to see how you guys feel right at that moment. We don't want to wait until we see you like out somewhere and you're like, oh, that one episode where you're talking about that one thing. And then we got to reflect back like, oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, we want you guys to be right there with us. So we got some good things coming up.
That'll be dope.
And Lex has on lipstick today. What lipstick are you wearing today?
I'm wearing one of the Shea Moisture lipsticks, actually.
They have lipstick?
They do.
You know I love their lip gloss. Their lip gloss
with the lip gloss on top. I'm wearing both, yeah.
All right now. Well, there we go, you guys. Well, we appreciate you taking the time. Leslie, thank you for coming on and
so much.
Sharing our platform with us. And this won't be the last you guys hear of Leslie with Lex Love and Truth.
Yeah.
We got some things working up. And until next time, it's your girl Truth.
Lex Love.
Bye, y'all.